Huh. Hi. Usually, this time of night, Butch and I go live and share a recipe or some, fun time together. And, excuse me, a couple weeks ago, I shared a little bit about anxiety and depression. And this is, it's a little different tonight what I want to share and talk to you about because of the type of weekend that it's been. So I just want to kind of give you a little heads up, or maybe a background of why. I spent the day today traveling across the state of Illinois to go to the east side to share some of our healthy products with some really wonderful people and met some great people over there. And it dawned on me that health, I love helping people get healthier. I love helping people. And it dawned on me that health is more than just physical health. Health is also our mental health and our it encompasses our whole self. And so as I was traveling in the car, I switched over to the 70s channel, my XM radio. I love 70s music because that's my high school days. And music is a powerful memory jogger. And as I was listening to these songs, this song brought me back to this event, and this other song brought me back to this event. And it was amazing how my mind just started flooding with memories. And how naive I was back then. And I was thinking, if I knew then what I know now and what my life would be like moving forward, I would be scared to death because a lot's happened. And I know a lot of you that are listening now or will listen eventually to this, that's you too. And so I just want to read something to you real quick from the book of James in the Bible. And I'm going to share with you just a little bit. It's not going to be long. This is in James 1, verses 2 through 4. And this says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking in anything. So, consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds." You know what? The trials that I've been through in my life, I did not consider joy. I'm just saying, I'm being real, I'm being transparent. It was not joyful. But I do know how God has taken those events and used them to minister to me and to others around me. And so considering it joy when you're going through it is very hard. But when you get through a really hard time, a grieving time, you can find joy in that. So this weekend was really, really difficult. It was the 13th annual Jennifer Smith Memorial Golf Tournament that my ex-husband and his wife, Mike and Melody Smith, put on to raise money for research for juvenile diabetes. And those of you who don't know, my beautiful, wonderful youngest daughter died in her sleep of a low blood sugar. She was a type 1 diabetic. And this is why they do that. It's amazing. They're amazing. And we are good friends, and they do all of the work. They work on this thing a whole year. And my job and Butch's job is just to go and be there and enjoy the people. But I want to tell you, it's one of the hardest days of the year for me. Because in order to have a memorial golf tournament, someone has to die. And that was my daughter 15 years ago. And I also get to hear the amazing advances they've made in research for people with type 1 diabetes that could very well have saved my daughter's life. And I'm so thankful. I am so thankful that Mike and Melody and the family have worked so hard to raise money to help others. Because like I said earlier, I'm passionate to help others. And they've done a phenomenal job. I can't say enough about that. The reason I'm sharing this isn't to get, sympathy or anything like that. It's not that. It's about how God has taken a horribly difficult situation and taught me so much about who He is and how amazing He is. So, I have a lot of friends right now who are going through this same thing. Losing a child is the most difficult thing in the world. The grief is, it's heavy, it's hot, it's raw, it's overwhelming. And if I had sometimes I wanted to die under that grief. I felt like it was going to kill me. And sometimes right after Jenny died, I would have welcomed that. But I've come this far now, and I know how amazing and how good and how much joy you can still feel past that. So the reason I'm sharing right now is to encourage those of you who are going through an unbearable storm right now. I know some of you right now are going through an unbearable storm. And I want to encourage you. I am proof that you can make it through. You can feel joy again. You can find happiness. And the guilt of feeling that joy and happiness goes away too. Those of you who are going through it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So when you get the feeling that you just cannot handle the pain any longer, please know that it gets better. And please understand that it's okay to give yourself permission to have a bad day or 2 or 3. It's okay to give yourself permission to take care of yourself. It's okay to have a day where you just do nothing and heal. It's okay. And know that those days do get fewer and farther between. So, I just want to tell you some of the things that I did. I exercised. I cried a lot. I screamed a lot. I slept. I spent time with the people who love me and whom I love. And I got to the point where those things just really brought healing. But initially it didn't. Initially it was exhausting to try to be present anywhere. So I started this wanting to go in a different direction, but maybe God wanted me to say something specific to someone out there who's listening. So one of the things I just want to tell you all is to hang in there. It gets better. I promise it does. And, this life is short. I've heard someone say the days are long, but the years are short. It's true. And one day we'll all be together again with no pain and no suffering and no crying and no longer any goodbyes. So I hope that this is something that helped someone out there. I just really, all the way home, listened to that 70s music thinking, man, if I had only known then what I know now, I don't know if I could do it. But you know what? With God, with my friends, with my family, with my amazing grandchildren. I'm doing it. So a couple weeks ago, I shared a recipe with the pumpkin spice hot cocoa, and something about this cocoa that helps. It helps with focus, but it also helps with anxiety. It helps you feel good. So that's what I'm going to drink when I sign off. I've got a little whipped cream I want to put on it. It's got the pumpkin puree in there. It's got the pumpkin spice in there. It's got the cocoa in there. And I'm going to enjoy it. And you know what? Do something that you enjoyed tonight. Love y'all. And hopefully next week I'll have some fun, really goofy recipe. Butch will be back doing his thing. And so just hang in there. Remember, God loves you, and so do I.